Hello, hello, and welcome back to a very special episode of Fallout 4 Enclave Modded, episode number 50. This episode will not have a whole lot of interesting gameplay. However, it is going to be a very important one for recapping, as I've gone through 50 episodes, and some people are catching up. And at the time of recording, I have also surpassed 50 subscribers on YouTube. Yesterday it was 49, today it's 53. I got 4 overnight, and that's just amazing. So a very special thank you to all of you out there watching. Then, and now, and in the future, because you can watch these later. And, yeah. So, let's start off by a quick tour around the old homestead. Ever since finding the Red Rocket, I've decided to make it my home. Because A, it has all the workbenches I need, B, it's found at the start of the game, and C, I know I wasn't planning on taking any levels of community leader, so having those workbenches would be fine. And there's a lot of mods out there that, for some reason, make Enclave associated with or near red rockets. Uh, like the XO2 power armor and all that, so I decided Oxhorn once said, those gunners do like their overpasses, so I decided to extend that to, and the Enclave does like them red rockets. So, all of that made me decide to plunk down my base here in the red rocket. Let's see. From when I still had dog meat here, I have his doghouse. I sent him and everyone else to Sanctuary. The original cook station is there. I put this wind turbine back here to help power the lights on the inside. So, yeah, these guys here. I spent a lot of time in this room, so I'd like to see what I'm doing. Here we have the start of the Deathclaw head selection. And, let's see, we fought 4 Deathclaws, so I've mounted the heads of 4 Deathclaws. And I know back there they're not even, but I think just adds to the charm. You know what, since we're over here, here's where I start organizing my stuff. You know, the magazine rack, my pre-war money holding register, the armor racks that have slowly been developing as I find more cool armor. Yeah, here's my Enclave armor rack. Here's my combat armor rack, which if you look, since you can store more than one thing, yeah, it's pretty neat. And then let's see, we got the Atom Cats here, and here's also where I started to organize my guns. I put my guns that need 45 ammo here, put the 45 ammo in there, and then here's where I'm keeping my stuff from the MISC section. Fusion cells and guns that use fusion cells. This spot here is for the Tesla gun, which Commander Wood is currently using, but I'm going to take that away from him soon since I'm pretty much all out of fusion cells at the moment. And this spot here is for the gun I call my little friend. It's the combat rifle, which Wood's using right now. Here's for Reba 2 and 308 rounds. I currently wielding Reba 2, so because I hate bugs and mirelurks, and there's no real other reason. And sniping is good. For when I didn't carry Vera all the time, I put her here, and then the 5mm rounds in there. And then here's my 10mm pistol Augie and his ammo. I got another box down here and a space for a gun, should I find one I want to keep and use. In the other room is my rarely used stuff, more of collections. My freshly upgraded 4-shot rocket launcher Justice, and my very small collection of missiles. The desk, which has my railway rifle, which is Mr. Smith, and the 14 spikes I've found. I don't really use chems, so that chem cooler can stay right there. One of my first legendaries of the game, a rapid-hearted lever action rifle, which is really fun. But unfortunately, I have found exactly 6 shots for it in the game so far. I'm told that as we level up, that'll become more prevalent, so that's cool. Let's see, and the workshop room. Armor workbench, and the weapons workbench, and of course, the power armor station, featuring my lovely XO2 power armor. It is, oh, it's just so beautiful. And of course, Commander Wood wearing his X01 Tesla armor. And both of these armors would not be brought to you without the power of mods. So you got my bobbleheads. This locker is for the legendary and or interesting armor bits that I find that are not sitting on an armor rack. You know, my congratulatory BOS crap. The workshop, and the tool chest here is where I keep my interesting and fun weapons. And, in the alien blaster rounds, of course, I have my alien blaster here. I won't be using that until I can get it to run off of fusion cells. But then once that happens, we're good. And then over here's my plasma box: grenades, mines, and plasma guns. Being that I am Enclave themed and they, do the plasma thing, I'm gonna just covet those. Or not covet, save those. So, back out to the rest. Over here is my disassembler assembly. I've gone over this in previous episodes, but basically, junk go in there, and raw components come out there. And then here's my power station in the center. One of these days I will, when I have the skill, I'll replace all of that with just a single fusion, and it'll be nicer. Good old Enclave flag, and a Vim machine. Yummy Vim. Offline, I am a fan of Moxie Cola. Kind of a big one. And that is what Vim was based off of, so that is why Franklin and my mod character Delano enjoy Vim, because I enjoy Vim. And then, going back to tour, here is my ammo plant, and oh, yay! More bullets for Vera. And I have found that I am always short on fertilizer, because steel is everywhere. So, to that end, I have more recently created this Brahmin catcher. Once I get to the maximum 3 Brahmin in the, yes, thank you. Maximum 3 Brahmin in the place. I'll just take that down because it's kind of large and in the way, but it's not bad right now. So, yep, got 2 Brahmin going right now. Always making fertilizer then Brahmin. Let's see, and I got my one little lonely laser turret here. And because the laser gun is the signature weapon of the Brotherhood of Steel, I feel dirty. I keep wanting to, but never downloading a plasma gun turret mod, but I have to go find one and then download it, and I'm an idiot and keep forgetting. Oh well. So, yeah, that's my little tour. Let's see. Recap time. Let me just put this piece of paper where I can easily see it and not have to take my hands off the keyboard. There we go. So, I started off the game all the way over here near Lake Quinnipiac. Actually closer to the, right over here. And I did that using the alternate start mod, or alternate life starting the game mod. So it actually started me off with a whole set of X01 power armor, Vera, like 500 bullets, no additional power cores, and way over there. So that was actually quite fun. Episodes 1 through 9 was me starting off the game. Episode 1, I went from here to just north of the sanctuary near Vault 111, where there's a crashed vertibird that starts you off on the Atlas Summit quest. So, 1 through 9, I'm going through Atlas Summit, which was me traveling from here all the way across the Commonwealth to get all the way down to Poseidon Energy, because that is where the Atlas Summit trapdoor is. And yeah, it took me 9 episodes to make my way across. I mean, not that there wasn't fun and interesting things along the way, but man, I was also really distracted. And being episodes 1 through 9 and being brand new to YouTube, I really didn't know how to, avoid loading screens. I mean, you still can't fully avoid them, that's Fallout. But there's a few things I've learned over the ways to, avoid having to do them rapidly and right away. So, episodes 10, 11, and 12, I was more or less just kind of doing things. Like, finding out more of this stuff and all sorts of good things. Then I went on to episode 13. Now, episode 13 is notorious. It was the first time I really, really, really messed up my record. No, sorry. Episode 2 is when I first attempted to do video editing, and it did so destroyed my entire video. And I had not yet learned how to be smart about saving things. So it is gone forever, and its data was corrupted, and it was just so bad. So episode episode 13, however, I had made sure to save before, record the whole thing, save after. I did all the right stuff, and it was destroyed by me not knowing that while I'm uploading the video, I should not be watching the video, because I was doing that to try to get, at the time I was using screen captures as the thumbnail images. So I'm like, well, while it's uploading, that'll take time. I'll watch the video and get thumbnails. Well, turns out that if you're uploading and watching the exact same bit, at least on my computer, it will corrupt the file so badly that when you attempt to upload it or even watch the video at that point, it will crash my computer and make my computer forget that the D drive is even attached. It was so bad. So, episode 13 actually had to be redone after I made episodes 14 and 15. Because, whew, yeah. So, that's why 13 is a little discongruous with the rest. But hey, I got it there. It's now in the series. Everything makes sense, mostly. And, random loot's random. Okay, so that's the Swan's Pond fiasco, which that was one of the first times I really tried to cut off part of my brain as to like knowing what's going on with Fallout. It's like, oh hey, the people of Diamond City said there was a pond out here with a big bird problem. So yeah, I figured I'd load up and go kill the big bird. Oh, it's not a bird, it's not a bird, and that really everyone liked that. So expect more willful ignorance in the future. I guess something like that. So yeah. Episode, that was 13, and then 14 I went down to the vault to save Nick Valentine. And, yeah, Franklin here, not a big fan of Valentine. But, I personally like the guy, but Franklin not so much. Let's see, episode 15, we actually made it past the turrets in the Atlas Summit, only to find out that I needed hacking, and it was like, why? So much fail. So much fail. So, I needed to gain levels, and I needed to find something that would keep me occupied for a bit. So, went back to Diamond City, got the whole Salem Witchcraft, Museum of Witchcraft thing, so I decided, hey, why not go to Salem? So, I spent 4 episodes going to, through, and from Salem, which actually turned out to be one of my more favorite times playing. Hello, Preston. And, yeah, that was just, like, we're on an adventure, and it took us a while. So after that, I decided, well, Salem worked, and by that point I had hit level 15, so I'm like, let's do the Automatron DLC. And that was just, mostly because Ada is so annoying. And the quests were... there was a lot of dying. So, episodes 21 through 33 are the Automatron DLC. And, while I did enjoy having that, big, long, epic adventure of vengeance and crazy robot goodness, it was a little frustrating, just a little too long. I wish it was a little shorter, or I broke it up in stages a bit more. To that end, in episode 28, I also came across the USS Constitution and took a small break to help them out, but it was only a little bit, because right as of right now, I am attempting to avoid the main storyline, because that takes us to, was it Fort Hagen? Which, yeah, Fort Hagen proper, which I would love to get the main storyline going, to get more Brotherhood of Steel in the Commonwealth, so I can shoot them down and take their dog tags and all sorts of wonderfulness. But I'm avoiding doing that because at this time of recording, I'm in the process of making my own mod, which is Delano of the Commonwealth. I'll have a link below. And Delano is an old Enclave member. He grew up on the oil rig. He attacked, or not grew up on the, but he was there at Raven Rock and the stuff of Fallout 3, and he survived, and he's been traveling the wasteland, getting drunk, old, and fat, and he just hates the Brotherhood of Steel. And so the idea is he's a specialty vendor. You trade him Brotherhood of Steel dog tags, and he will give you nice things. And he lives at the Fort Hagen filling station. Now, I did that because I wanted A, Red Rocket, and B, a quick travel point. So it's the only other Red Rocket that has a quick travel point, which I am perfectly fine with. Problem is, when I went to the Constitution, they're like, go get that turbo pump in Fort Hagen. And I'm like, oh, dang. So that's on a temporary pause. Yeah. Why are you just standing there, dude? Alright, I was hoping you would wander away. You know what? We're gonna go this way. So, oof. Alrighty, so, Automatron DLC, that took us all the way to level 33. And did that to avoid the main storyline, get some levels, and all that. So, let's see. Episode 34 was a unique thing where I actually messed up my own recording. I had to record the episode twice, but I liked the intro of one before things went wrong, before the second recording where everything went right. So that was my first real test of video editing, and yeah, I'm not very good at that. And I know I need practice, and I will get better, and eventually that will all happen. But as of right now, I'm so bad at this. So, oh goodness, hold on. Oh, excuse me. I'm sure y'all didn't need to be sneezed into. So, pardon me. Anyway, but that did show me that I'm actually capable of properly editing videos and not destroying the video. So that was fun. And I used the YouTube video editor because it's basically just lick and stick. Yeah, go away, Ada. After defeating the Mechanist, I also gave this to Sturgis. So, alright, so going on down the recap. Let's see. Episode 35 is when I finally had enough levels to get the hacking perk up to get into the Atlas Summit, and boy oh boy, it was a great time to be Franklin. It was so much Enclave stuff and goodness, and found the MREs and the uniform, and it was just, oh, it was so good. It was one of those Enclave modded, highly Enclave episodes, and so I'm always a fan of that. Ooh, stuff. Ah, too heavy. Okay. Oh, no. Alright. So, okay, we'll just take the long walk back while I talk. So that was a really good one on episode 35. Let's see. Episodes 36 through 39, I went out to the Glowing Sea. One, because I was high enough level that I could actually survive it. And two, both the XO2 power armor and Commander Wood's Tesla power armor all lived out there. So I, went there to explore it, check it out, see some cool things, and of course, get fat loot. So, spent a couple episodes out there. Franklin has determined that Glowing Sea ain't so bad, but if I can avoid going there, I probably should avoid going there. And that leads us to episodes 49 through 50. Or actually, 40 through 49, sorry. Episodes 40 through 49 have all been dealing with the railroad. Because, because Franklin is more than just a little bit of a craftsman, I decided he needed ballistic weave. And the only way to get that is through doing quests. And through discussions of friends of mine, we also figured that the Enclave and the Railroad would not be at odds with each other. Because I keep saying the Railroad brings freedom. And while they are more focused on help the synths, the Enclave, being kind of myopic, would be, well, you're not hurting the Enclave. You're helping these people who have pure genetics gain freedom. Freedom is a concept we wholeheartedly enjoy. So yeah, there'll be that fun. So that brings us up to episode 50. Now, what's going to change about episode 50 is I have a plan to do the Enclave Resurgence mod. And to do that, I need to become the general of the Minutemen proper. So, yes. That requires actually... oh, dang it. That actually requires me to actually talk to Preston. So, that will be the start of episode 51, where I'm like, I live near these people, I should probably go help them. I also use the iBot pod to get fertilizer. So let's see, how close am I to a level up? Seeing that I'm not near level up, I might go run out to the General Atomics factory and pick up that fertilizer, because even to Brahmin and a few places and buying some, I'm always wanting more fertilizer. But the great thing about the fertilizer and this setup is one piece of fertilizer makes 10 bullets. So the rate is pretty good. It's just getting enough, and there's never enough. And I'm always tempted to just like spawn in a lot. Oh, hey! Raider! Why are you here, Raider? You stop that right now. Oh. See, there's another reason why I put that turret right there. For some reason, people get hung up on it. I mean, not just like attacking it, but like their pathing. It's terrible. There we go. Thank you, turret. And I'll use a nice, clean ash pile. Alright, so. Heavy again. That is that. So, recently, I have started picking up a few new mods that I have not mentioned properly in my description. Well, I was kind of waiting for this episode. So, being that I am doing Enclave Resurgent, it had a major update recently, at least at time of recording. So, that requires Tumba Jumba's power armor for strong. Because apparently there's a super mutant that you're going to be encountering there. As I've not yet played that mod, I'm actually kind of excited for that. So, automatic. So that's kind of neat and interesting. Auto doors. That makes the doors in your settlements shut on their own. If if you leave them, if you come in and shut them, NPCs will open them. They'll close on their own, which is kind of neat. So, I picked up auto doors. Sadly, it does not work on these doors. The ones here in the Red Rocket. So, I got nothing against auto doors. It's just not they're not doing what I want them to, but that's okay. There's an update to the Vivid Fallout set of mods. the creator had several sets of Vivid Fallout Rocks and Trees, Vivid Fallout Water. He finally put them all together into one, and that makes me very happy, because then I could get rid of several mods and just put in one, which is certainly much more efficient. And so yeah, I used the Vivid Fallout All, because my computer is not super high end, so they actually use less memory, and I think make the game look better. So that's why in other people who don't use this mod, if you see their videos, it looks a bit different. Let's see. I also picked up the Impervious Power Armor mod. Sadly, this means more enemies run away, but you know there are other advantages. But yeah, it's not a. So far, I've seen some, but not tremendous amounts of benefits to that. So since I haven't seen it like break the game terribly, I don't plan on getting rid of it. One person who spoke to me offline once said that that mod's like totally busted. It's gonna make your game super easy and all that. But for those who've watching, like, no, I still die a lot. So we'll just see how that goes. Yeah, I also picked up Eisenewolf's Legacy and the Little Lunch Pack by Eisenewolf. And the reason why is, one, Eisenewolf's Legacy and the Little Lunch Pack actually give a use to silt beans. And while I don't really use that in this playthrough, and my, like, not recorded for the internet personal playthrough where I don't have to explain everything or talk over it, I actually have a really big thriving colony, and it's quite enjoyable. But it's, you know, I'm like, man, I can see these silt beans, but it'd be nice to be able to use them. And he actually makes them a plantable crop. Well, there's this cappuccino machine that they use. Sadly for me, it requires doing a mission, and I've not yet found it, but it's no big deal. I do plan on, when I find out how to do it properly, putting that cappuccino machine right there, and having Franklin here enjoy a good drink every once in a while. Let's see, and oh, I picked up the FCOM mod for several reasons. One, it allows me to command troops properly, and so since I'm going into the whole General of the Minuteman and Fallout, or is it Enclave Resurgent member of the Enclave, I figured being able to command troops would be sweet. So that looks like it should be fun. And for those of you who don't know, I also on the weekends stream right now XCOM 2, mostly for fun. So like, oh, XCOM and Fallout, those are great because the original Fallout was, you know, the creators have said they were inspired by the original XCOM game, which to me is like, yes, that is awesome, thank you. So they've been tied together for longer than most people would like to admit, and so he's seeing them actually come together. That's yes. So, and then let's see. And the most recently added mod, in preparation for what's coming up after episode 50, is Enough About the Settlements Already, Preston. Where Preston will not be giving out Radiant quests like, you know, unpleasant candy he doesn't want to eat. So, yeah. All that fun stuff. Robot Workbench, why you catch me? So, yeah. Let's see. Got my timeline. Got my... let's see, let's check my other notes. Recap. Oh, right. Quick overview of perks and such. So let's go into perk screen. As you see, I have not really put any additional points into the base stats. I'm still largely working on the perks. It's just going from the top down. Scrounger, because more ammo is good when you're using a minigun as your primary gun. Armorer and gun nut, because making your own things can be quite fun. Though if I do have another playthrough, I won't be picking those up and doing my best just to cobble together what I can find. Life Giver is one of those perks that I think is pretty much essential on every playthrough. The level 3 and slowly regenerate lost health is pretty much the whole point. The max hit points is great, but the regeneration is so you don't need to use healing items like between combat. Just sit around and heal up. You know, got that modern regenerative health thing. Now, during combat, doesn't really do much because the rate is so slow, but outside of combat, it works just fine. Bloody Mess, A, more dramatic and interesting, and B, more damage. Hacker I picked up to get into Atlas Summit, which is great. Locksmith I took mostly by accident, but that even just that one level has been tremendously useful in the gaining of stuff. Heavy Gunner, I'm going to be working on that a whole lot more when I can, because that is the primary thing. You know. And and additionally, that icon is just awesome. Science to go with the create your own stuff theme, and of course nuclear physicist, so the fusion cores last longer. Though right now I'm up to like 40, 45 fusion cores or something like that. Yeah, I have a lot, and the supply is holding steady, mostly from robot enemies, which is great. Though once I get the Brotherhood of Steel wandering around, I can possibly get some more from there. Let's see. Going to my perks. Let's see. The Heavy. That actually I got from the railroad. Picked up a few astoundingly awesomes. Because I knew I was going to Salem, or part of the reason why I decided to go to Salem is because the power plant, the what's it, Poseidon Energy Plant, that's right near Atlas Summit, is full of Mirelurks, and I was having a hard time. Part of the reason why I decided to go to Salem is to get the Reba 2 and to pick up this magazine, which can be picked up along the way, which is really great. So, more damage against Mirelurks. Reba 2 does 50% more damage against Mirelurks. It's great. Action points. Damage with the Cryolator. Just kind of pick that up. Barbarian. Just kind of pick those up. Bloody Mess. Covert Operations. Foreknowledge, because I did indeed drug the daylights out of Mama Murphy. Sadly, I did not know, because I never really did that before, what her tolerance was, so, sorry, Mama Murphy, I did indeed kill you, and I'm sorry for that. So, Gun Nut, Guns and Bullets. Ballistic weapons do 5% critical damage, and since the minigun is ballistic, this is great. Hacker, Heavy Gunner, Life Giver, Locksmith, Surgery, inflict percent more limb damage, which I don't really do. Mow them down, 15% damage with the minigun is great, and that came from the alternate life starting mod, which, one more reason why I heart minigun. Nuclear Physicist, Scrounger, Tesla Science, energy weapons, and since I use a plasma gun as my primary weapon, because I can never have enough bullets, this helps too. So, let's see, let's check my notes. Let's see, recap, special, bobbleheads and magazines. Oh yeah, hold on. I did show you my bobblehead collection, but I did not point out which ones I got. Obviously the perception one, because everyone has perception, because it's right at the start. I also ended up picking up unarmed and speech. Speech, if you saw my charisma is 1, so that speech bobblehead, it gives me the slightest chance to occasionally do those, but I hold no real hope for doing that properly. Alright, new mods, all mods Y, plans for future shoutouts, and questions. Okay, so, since the beginning, I've picked up a few people who've been helping me. So, another big shout out to Connor from the Backroom Gaming Crew, who's done all the thumbnails for my, video art. He's done one for Fallout, he's done one for Skyrim, he's done one for XCOM. And I suspect he'll be doing more for me in the future because he's a very chill guy. He gets what I'm saying when I'm like, hey, I want this thing like this. He understands what I'm saying because sometimes I'm a little difficult to understand when I'm explaining things, like especially when it's something I want. Like, no, I want the thing to be more pointy. No, not that kind of pointy, more otherly pointly. So, yeah. So big shout out to Connor, and a big shout out to all my friends in the Enclave roleplay server on Discord. They're a great group of people, and they have been some of the inspirations for a lot of the stuff that's coming out of my mouth. Like Cole Goodman. Because of you are being the head of intelligence, I figured why not the secret alien gun? Let's see. No, that's just more of a trophy piece. Red Dot, Boss Blaster. Augie, the guy who plays Augustus Autumn. My friend of my player, or my character Delano. That's for you. Mr. Smith, Gunner Smith. I've mentioned you a couple times now, especially the dedication in episode 13. This is for you, buddy. And there are a few things. Sadly, I started mounting heads before the Intelligent Deathclaw K joined us, but a special shout out to the Intelligent Deathclaw K. Just don't look over there. Oh, yay. Okay. So, yeah. Let's see. Q&A and then the next big announcement. Q&A. Aelix, why you no plot? That is because, as I explained earlier, I have a mod and I really wanted to finish the mod, or at least get it to a sufficiently polished state that if I were to start it, I can still work on it and still be good. And I'm really, really close to that point, which is why I'm willing to spend just a little bit of time becoming the general before hitting out that main plot. And fortunately for me, the USS Constitution gave me a reason to go to Fort Hagen that is not the main plot. So, I have a good reason to be there without going, oh my, I'm looking for that baby. And, Aelix, why do you love loading screens so much? And the answer is, I really don't. When they started happening, I didn't really want the dead air of just looking at a black screen. So, I figured, just say something, so I started saying the first crap that just popped into my head. And that just kind of evolved into the running joke of, loading screen. I love you, loading screen. But I honestly don't. I could really do without them. That's one thing that I like about Skyrim. Yes, it has loading screens, but they're tiny. Like 5-7 seconds of loading, and you're like, okay, take a breather, hand off the keyboard, flex your fingers, and we're good. As opposed to the Fallout 4, like, so long you notice and it's uncomfortable loading screens. Oh, the dead air. Dead air. So, alright. Big announcement time. I'm going to be doing a specialty video on this big announcement, but I'm going to mention it here. Now that I have surpassed 50 subscribers, I am starting my own Patreon. So, if anyone really enjoys my content, in addition to subscribing and sharing with your friends, if you'd like to support me in a more personal way, please check out my Patreon page. Link in the description below. To quote Oxhorn, which I think I will just keep quoting more or less verbatim. But yeah, it'll definitely be in all the descriptions of every episode from this one on, and I may even go back and add it to previous ones. That is, of course, 50 episodes I have to go back and modify, including special episode 00, which was, like this one, more of an explanation of things. So, yes, Patreon, I'm very excited for that. 50 subscribers, well, 53 now, and super excited about that. I didn't even think this would go to, like, more than my immediate friends, but to everyone out on YouTube and Twitch who's come to me, thank you. 50 episodes of Fallout, Again, I didn't think I'd get this far, but I'm so glad I stuck to it and did. And, yeah. So, thank you all, everybody, from the bottom of my heart. Connor from the Backroom Gaming crew, everybody in the Enclave roleplay, and everyone else who's joined me in this adventure. Thank you, and continue watching because there's more to come. More epic Enclave goodness. I'm getting there. It will be great. We're just not quite there yet. But this is that big, deep breath in before it all happens. So, thank you for joining me. I've hoped you enjoyed this episode. I'll see you on the next one.